I am Dan from ThemeParkNut.com, and today we are at Movie World to check out the new Wizard of Oz land. Let's get cracking. Movie World's newest area, the Wizard of Oz Precinct, opened on the 20th of December 2024. The start of 2025 marks the start of the park's Hooray for Hollywood event, which is fitting for the opening of a new land based on a classic Hollywood movie. The Wizard of Oz Precinct opened without a period of soft opening. This visit was on the 5th of January, and you might notice there's some signage around the land stating that it is still in technical rehearsals, which does affect the ride's operations. On this particular day, one of the two new coasters did not open with the park and was still testing for the first half hour of the park day. We've got to follow the yellow brick road, my dude.
Why?
Because it's the way to the Wizard of Oz.
Why do we have to the Wizard of Oz? Why do I have to go to the Wizard of Oz again? Dad?
Bud.
Why do we need to go to the Wizard of Oz?
Because Mum and Lucy are going to try the new coaster. Despite the fact that it was school holidays when we filmed this, and the fact that this area was brand new, the area was not incredibly busy on this day. And my wife and daughter were able to ride the Flight of the Wicked Witch coaster within the first half hour. The entrance to the land is beautifully themed to the yellow brick road leading to the Emerald City, where Dorothy and the gang meet the Wizard of Oz. Entering into the main building, the Royal Palace of Oz, is the entrance to both rides. You'll come across the Wizard of Oz's chamber as well, where you'll see a number of special light and projection effects. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Cool, let's go and have a sneak peek at the roller coasters. The land features two Vekoma coasters. The first is the Flight of the Wicked Witch, a suspended family coaster themed to flying away from the castle of the Wicked Witch. The second coaster, or I guess set of coasters, is the Kansas Twister. This is a racing dual-track family boomerang from Vekoma, and it's themed to the tornado that hit Dorothy's family farm in Kansas. The two coasters both have an extensive pre-show experience indoors that leads out into a queuing area beneath the coaster tracks, and they each funnel you towards the individual station buildings. You can enter the exit path, as you can see here, and see the two rides. The entrance is through one of the Munchkin land houses that is on the side of the Royal Palace of Oz. Both coasters are incredibly smooth, as you would expect from brand new coasters. They are also surprisingly fast. Stats-wise, the Wicked Witch coaster is slightly slower than Jungle Rush, the new coaster that competitor Dreamworld built just recently. However, thrill-wise, it's probably slightly more intense. The banking around the corners is more extreme, as you would expect from a suspended coaster. Even the Kansas Twister coaster was faster than I thought it would be. Oh, there you go, there's some people on the ride. Both of these rides are family coasters, but they are on the more thrilling end of family coasters. They are not thrill rides, be sure. Movie World already has plenty of thrill rides. These are definitely designed to be for families and teens, really, more than anyone. I think they'll be a lot of fun for people that are starting out on their coaster journey, people that aren't quite up to the big thrill rides that Movie World have, such as Superman or DC Rivals, but still want to have a fun roller coaster experience. Alright, sneaking in the back way. to go and ride the Kansas Twister. Nearly fell over. What am I doing? I can see some coaster fans may be disappointed in seeing that the place of Lethal Weapon, or Arkham Asylum as it was later known, being taken by a smaller, slower and non-looping suspended coaster. I am on the record as saying that Lethal Weapon was an amazing coaster when it was a young, smooth coaster. But I'll also go on the record in saying that later in life it gave me the second and third most painful theme park coaster experiences I've ever had. One when it still used the original trains, and then the second when they tried to upgrade the trains. As good as Lethal Weapon was, I for one am glad to see the back of it. And it makes a lot more sense for Movie World to have a couple of family coasters in this area. It's something the park has sorely needed, particularly in the last year while the Scooby-Doo coaster has not been operating. There is a lot to like about this new land from Movie World. It's not perfect, that's for sure, and at times it does feel disjoint. Movie World will always struggle with the relevance of IPs, that's just the nature of park that they are. However, to find a timeless and popular IP like this is kind of tough. For a park that celebrates the craft of movie making, The Wizard of Oz actually makes a whole lot of sense. And for a movie that came out 86 years ago, it has remarkable staying power. I do have a couple of tips on using this land. Firstly, if you want to hit the land at the start of the day, head towards Superman. If you don't know the park well, that's the big red coaster in the middle of the park. The entrance is literally underneath the coaster tracks of Superman. Secondly, there's a disability lift on the side of the Royal Palace entrance, on the right-hand side as you're facing it. If you do want to test the seats for the rides, they have test seats, but they are slightly hidden. They are in the entrance of the main palace building, but off to the sides as you enter. So on the left is the Wicked Witch coaster seat, and on the right is the Kansas Twister coaster seat. And finally, you've just seen me use a second entrance exit to this land. Which is really useful because it means you don't have to go back to the start of the park. Now, this path can be technically closed off by Movie World at either end, but if it is open, it can save you a bunch of time. You get sped out just near the Scooby-Doo ride entrance, and if that's open, that means the closest toilets to this land are behind the Dirty Harry food service location, and at the start of the day, I can guarantee you almost no one will be there. That was good. Sneaking out the back of the Wizard of Oz land here at Movie World. Overall, I give the land maybe a 3.5 out of 5. It has some really good theming. The rides are really cool, but there are gaps in the theming. Like you go into the big house or the forest, and then immediately back outside into sweltering unshaded heat and concrete and chain fences. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but the bits that they have themed are really good. So definitely 3.5 out of 5 for Movie World on this particular Wizard of Oz land. Thanks for watching our Movie World video. We'll be back next week with more theme park news in a nutshell videos, so tune in for that. In the meantime, you can check us out on Instagram or Threads at Theme Park Nut Insta. And until next time, cheers.